Hello everyone, welcome back. No intro today. Why? Because, well, stay tuned for that a little later on. But today we are here with the 70th anniversary Grand Prix race review. We are here, as always, with Mr. Eoghan. How are you doing this fine Monday afternoon?
I'm tired. That's kind of just my life.
Fair enough. So an awful lot to talk about, and an awful not a lot. Oh no, I can't even talk anymore. And not an awful lot to talk about. We'll start off with the Racing Point protest. So the FIA have got their decision on the FIA on the brake ducts. So it is 15 World Championship points being deducted from Racing Point. So it actually won't be Racing Point; it'll be Racing No Points, and a 450k fine. Now, Racing Point are more than likely going to put an appeal in saying that it isn't their fault, that they maintain that everything was legal. And Renault and a few other teams are putting in another appeal to say that the penalty isn't harsh enough and that copying should be completely, just gone out of the sport. Otherwise, it doesn't become constructor championships anymore, it just becomes who can copy the best. What's your take on this, Mr. Owen? Is the penalty fair enough?
Yeah, sure. Like, if you can't beat them, join them. And the people who need to beat is Mercedes, so well, just join them. Because otherwise, you're never going to fucking beat them. Unless you're very lucky, like Verstappen.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, is there a point in time when it just doesn't become right to copy other people? I mean, all that intellectual property, and I mean, even so, I mean, it is technically illegal, what they did, and if the sport is going to go in this direction, I mean, is that the right call?
But are they all so worried? Like, I really doubt if Racing Point was to copy anyone else, except maybe Red Bull, would this amount of controversy come out of it, because they're always scared that another Mercedes car is just going to turn up and that's it. 1, 2, and 3 have been just taken.
That is actually a very interesting point you raised, because Ottmar Schaffnauser, the Racing Point team principal, actually went and said in an interview that if they were only coming about 9th or 10th instead of the positions that they are coming in qualifying, and even the race, there wouldn't be this much heat on them and there wouldn't be this much focus on them. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, like, why the fuck, like, if, I'm trying to think of it, if Renault was having slight parts that are similar to Mercedes, no one will give a fuck, because they're not doing well. Same with, who else? Williams, they don't do anything. Haas, altteri, if any of them copy, like, no one would give a fuck because they don't.
Well,
like, if they were copying from this, if anyone was copying like from them, if Mercedes was copying from them, no one would care because they wouldn't think it's just going to be creating an overpowered car.
Well, I mean, there are certain listed parts that you can copy and unlisted parts. I mean, the engines can be supplied from teams, other things as well. But the brake ducts were okay last year, but they weren't this year. But anyway, let's move on. We'll leave that for another day. We're going to talk about turn 1 with Sebastian Vettel. He always manages to find a way to spin off. Is that just a little bit unlucky? Is it nerves? What do you think's up with Vettel?
Well, he shouldn't really have fucking nerves. He's driving for Ferrari. Fairly, after all this time, he should be a bit more careful. Like, how many incidents this year that Ferrari have had?
I think 2 or 3 to my knowledge, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, and like there's only been about, I don't even know how many races there, but that's like most of them. Good percentage. So they really need to fucking, like, I know Leclerc did well, but Vettel needs to.
Well, that's a very interesting point, actually. Yeah, people are saying that Vettel obviously underperforming, but I mean, the Ferrari is not a particularly fast car this year, and to be honest, Leclerc is outperforming that car an awful lot. I mean, regular P3s, P4s. I mean, compared to the pace in qualifying on a Saturday and the race on a Sunday, the strategy at the moment in Ferrari is fantastic, but also just I suppose Leclerc in general.
Yeah, he's just doing fucking magical stuff. But I am impressed with Vettel. He spun, well, he didn't spin out, but he crashed. Well, not crashed. He went off the track and was nearly stationary. But he managed to get up to, what was it, 10?
Yeah,
9 around there?
about that,
So that
yeah.
was,
It's a good recovery drive, a
so
very good
that,
recovery drive.
yeah. I'm just imagining if he hadn't spun off the track.
Yeah,
It
no,
could have been
again,
a,
I suppose
it could have even been a 3-4, 4-5, even higher, if they played the cards right.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, though. I mean, Vettel has not been qualifying very well. He doesn't seem to have much confidence in himself, and that's something that he really does need to shake off. We're going to go next then to the tires. So obviously Pirelli bought a step softer tires, and Max Verstappen saying in an interview after the race that the Red Bull seems to be better on softer compound tires. But he said that throughout the season there probably won't be that many races where we're going to be able to benefit from that. We also know since about Styria, the Styrian Grand Prix, that the Mercedes really don't like high track temperatures because the tyre wear just absolutely cripples the Mercedes. And that was evident in this Grand Prix as well. What is your take on this? I mean, could Mercedes maybe tune out a few tenths in qualifying to maybe get the setup a little bit better for the race?
Well, your car is only as good as your tyres, because that's the only thing affecting your engine and whatever to the ground to propel your car. So Mercedes needs to take that into consideration.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Right, we'll now go on to Renault. And it was a little bit of a mixed day at the office for Renault, especially for Daniel Ricciardo. Qualifying went okay, but in the race, a spin basically, well, ruined his race and wasn't really able to recover from that. What do you think of that Renault car? Is it good enough? Is it where it needs to be, especially with a big name next year coming into the team, Fernando Alonso?
Well, as I say, if fucking Ferrari can get a 4th place, anyone can.
Yeah, pretty short and sweet there, but I mean, it does hit the nail on the head. I mean, as an overall package, and it's sad to say from a Ferrari point of view, the Renault and maybe even some of those midfield teams do have a more consistent pace. So I mean, that is definitely.
If you can get your tyres right and your driver right, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Basically, right.
Except
Well,
that, yeah.
we'll go on to the actual results now. And this man here, Max Verstappen, an absolute strategy masterclass from Red Bull. A tyre saving, tyre management race, but a fantastic win for Red Bull. Do you think now that there is a championship on our hands? Do you think, because I mean Verstappen is now second in the championship. He's just overtaken Bottas. Is this the start of maybe the Red Bull fight back? Can we see Red Bull maybe challenge Mercedes over the next few races for that championship?
I'd say it's a bit early now to start saying anything. Because you never know. Bottas and Hamilton might just get coronavirus and they'll be out for 3 races. Or whatever, 20 races, and then the entire thing will be changed.
Well, you know what? That is a very fair point. I mean, Sergio Perez. I mean that's
it's spicing up the season.
It really is, and I mean it's a terrible thing to say, but it is definitely doing that. So
it's a Russian roulette. Who's going to die? Who's not?
Well, hopefully nobody will die. Mercedes then P2.
No, we do. Hamilton doesn't need to.
I mean, I would say apologies to all the Hamilton fans, but I'm not going to be that nice. Right, Mercedes then P2 and P3. Valtteri Bottas was scathing after the race in the post-race press conference, obviously saying that a win should have been possible today. And then obviously Mercedes kind of screwed Bottas over in the strategy. They thought that they could win the race and not cover his teammate off naturally. Do you think that is purposeful? Do you think that's just maybe just a little bit of bad luck?
I don't see why Hamilton had to take over Bottas, because Bottas was doing half decently for the entire race. And then I'm pretty sure he must have been told, pull over, let Hamilton go up and try to win the race. win the race, but he didn't. He's fucking shite.
Yeah,
It was pretty much a shite performance aside from Bottas from the team. Like, you could see their tyres are just fucked.
I mean, yeah, that is
They were
fair.
blistering there everything.
Yeah, no, that is
There's actually
fair.
some interesting pieces. Kind of reminding me of cars when Lightning is trying to beat the pace car, and then it was Verstappen coming out of the pits, and he was neck and neck with Hamilton, and Hamilton managed to just go ahead, but of course he overtook then and won.
Yeah, no, that was actually a really good battle. We'll go on then to Leclerc, and I think we've been mentioning it before throughout this video. P4, that is an incredible result. He is outperforming that car massively.
Yeah, he needs to fucking kick Hamilton out, get him. That'd be just... Actually, no, don't do that, because we'll just have fucking Leclerc lapping everyone 20 times.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
definitely. Right, we'll finish off the video then with Sergio Perez. It is likely, if he does recover from COVID, that he will be back for the Spanish Grand Prix. Do you think, based on what Hulkenberg's performance, do you think that his performance here has earned him a drive for next season?
I don't know. We'll have to see what Perez does when he gets back.
Okay.
If Perez picks up the pace, then I doubt it, but you never know.
Alright, well that is going to do us for tonight, guys. Yeah, you never know. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back, I will be back on Thursday with the Spanish Grand Prix race preview, and on Friday I'll have my livery Friday. But until then, guys, from me and from Mr. Owen, thank you so much for watching. Check out the Unbeatable 2.0 channel. Goodbye.
Cheers.